let's start there. How unbelievably soft is it that the Clippers intentionally lost to Oklahoma City to avoid the Blazers?
Look, look. Here's the thing. My view on this is very clear. Look, if you were tanking, I would respect that more. I'm not going to respect it regardless, right? Because you're intentionally trying to lose. But if you were tanking, at least that's like, like that's, I don't know. You suck anyway, right? But you're supposed to be a team that's like, above the fray. You're supposed to be a team that's trying to win, that's trying to prove itself as one of the best teams in the West. You should not in any way be intentionally trying to lose, because what does that do? It makes you look weak. It is soft. It's a soft move. I think the Clippers, especially, this is a team that needs to prove that they can win, because last year it wasn't so pretty with playoff P and pandemic P, George Paul, whatever you want to call him. It wasn't that pretty. This team wasn't playing well, and they need to elevate their game. Because eventually, hey, you're gonna play a team to the caliber of the Blazers or better if you want to make it to where you want to make it. And if you don't, then you don't belong there. You genuinely don't belong there. And and again, this is not a thing about hating Kawhi. This is not a thing about hating the Clippers. This is genuinely like, what are you doing? Because if we're being honest, if LeBron had done this, or if the Lakers had done this same thing, or they used the same tactic, they would be crucified like to every end for this. So I think it's weak. It is soft. It makes them look weak. And I think, honestly, if there's a team that you want to face right now, it's the Clippers, because they might have some star power, but they're unproven. They are very unproven, and they have some glaring weak spots, and a lot of it begins with their mentality. I think the mentality of a lot of the players, and most notably Paul George, when it comes to these big games, when it comes to these big moments, is weak. And until he proves otherwise in the playoffs, that he can be that second man to Kawhi Leonard, I don't see anything changing for them this year.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly, and I want to add that it's very interesting that the Clippers chased this matchup after the Mavericks took them to 6 games last year, with Luka Doncic averaging 31, 9.8, 8.7 in 35 minutes, and that was with a barely healthy Kristaps Porzingis playing 3 games. Now you have a fully healthy Kristaps Porzingis hitting his stride at the end of the year as the Mavericks start to run into the playoffs here. I don't see the Mavericks as an easy out, and I don't necessarily see them as easier an out than the Trailblazers. I understand that Damian Lillard is otherworldly, but if Damian Lillard is otherworldly, what words am I going to use to describe Luka Doncic? Like I don't really get the move here to
Mm-hmm.
intentionally lose that game to play the Mavericks after the Mavericks showed out last year. The Clippers are a team that has done not much different than last year. They take the same amount of jump shots. They're number one in the league in jump shots attempted, and they're number one in the league in 3-point shooting percentage, right? But those are parts of a game that don't come so easy in the playoffs for whatever reason, whether it be crowds or whether it be tighter defense or better teams. For whatever reason, it is harder to get jump shots and have them fall consistently. Under Ty Lue, they have not improved much on defense. They have not improved much on offense. Kawhi has not played more. PG has not played more. You're talking about a team that is essentially the same after having fired their head coach, gone through a regular season where they showed us nothing different. They're still a very good team. This is not to say that they're an
Yeah.
easy out or they're a bad team, or this is not slander, but this is trying to figure out what on earth the Clippers are thinking. Forget about who the matchup is. Focus on what you're going to do on the court and beat them. Whatever. If you're going to win a championship, you got to beat whatever team comes in front of you. Whatever team is on the ledger, you have to be better than them if you want to say that you're number one. I've never met a champion that shies away from competition. And so, okay, you made that choice. You make that you get your easy round, but make sure that you're coming into this like you're gonna hit it. You gotta hit
It's
them.
it's this like weird thing. Like you this happens in the NFL too. Like when you're on the field or when you're on the court playing a sport, basketball, football, what have you, like there is an element of of matchups and a bit of three-dimensional chess or whatever you want to say. Like, like real mentally taxing type of strategy going on, right? But when it comes to winning and losing games, like that basic like that overarching fact of winning and losing games, I don't get it when these teams try to do this kind of stuff. Like I don't understand the NFL or I don't understand it in the NBA. Like this three-dimensional chess. Well, if we lose this game, then it gives us an advantage next week or in the playoffs when we eventually face this team or this team. Like as if it really makes a difference. Like you said, you're telling me Luka is going to be a better matchup for you than Damian Lillard? They're both still all pro level athletes. Luka Doncic last year, like you said, burned this team. That was arguably probably his big coming out party where people really paid attention because he was scoring damn near 40 points a game in a lot of those games, and he was crushing it by himself. So imagine Luka now coming in with Kristaps Porzingis, with the rest of that roster, really built out, really built together. You think it's gonna be any better for you then? Come on. Like again, it's like you're hedging your bets on the fact that Luka's gonna or the Mavs are gonna be a worse matchup for you, dude. Luka is a he's a 6'8", 6'9", fucking point guard. Like he runs the point like LeBron out there, and he's a slasher. It's dumb. It's dumb. It makes no sense. And look, I think it does to an extent stem from a weird, weak mentality. And again, I'm weird. Weak might be the wrong word here, but there's something about this team, man. They are just. I don't know what it is. Maybe they don't believe in themselves as much as they should, and maybe they believe in themselves just the right amount because they understand what they have and what the maximum what they have. Again, they know themselves the best. So at the end of the day, we'll see what happens with them. I again don't expect them to go, at worst past the finals. I don't, or the conference finals. I don't see them making the finals this year at all. And this is a wide open West, by the way. That's a damning statement when you're already amongst the weaker teams or as far as perception goes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is a wide open West, and anyone can win it. They're all 1 through 7. If you're gonna call the Lakers the 7 seed, quote unquote, you're looking at teams that are all pretty even up and down the board. I don't think that there's any one of these teams that I look at and I say, they definitely don't have a chance. They could never get through the West. All of these guys have star power. All of these guys are deep enough that they can make a run. It's going to be about health, right? The question is, who's going to get hurt? Who's going to have a bad week?
Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.